Yeah. All right, we're live. Hello, everyone around the world who's joining us both in here and later online or now online. You can leave, if you're joining us on YouTube, leave a little note and I will let everyone know where you're coming from. Same if you have any questions. I'll be checking over at YouTube in a little bit to make sure that we are getting all those questions in today to our wonderful presenters. Yeah, we're live on YouTube right now. So I know. Do you know why we're all here today?
World Ocean Day!
World Oceans Day! Woo! So we are celebrating the oceans around the world, and what that means to us. What does it mean in terms of whether we live near the mountains and we see glaciers, whether we live here in Alberta? Oh, they're my helpers.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. We live maybe in Alberta or Saskatchewan. We have tons of lakes. And then we have streams and we have creeks. What do we have what's in Edmonton, right in the middle of the city? There's a big river, isn't there?
Yeah.
And it goes right through the middle of the
Saskatchewan River.
North Saskatchewan River. That's right. Thank you, Heather. And so we are here today to celebrate and think about, what do these waterways mean? How can we help protect them? And what's making them sick right now? What things are going on that maybe we can do to take better care of our waterways and oceans? I have my friends with me. I think you can see them here on the screen if you're in the room with me, just on the side, and they'll get bigger as we get to our presentation. So we have Mala from OceanWise, and she works with an ocean organization that does everything they can to protect ocean and creatures that live in the oceans. And then we have our friend as well, Adriana from Green Learning, and she works with children all around Canada to help them learn more about the environment and nature, and then to help get their thoughts and their feelings and their hopes and their dreams to people who make change, who make decisions. So they will be doing this activity right here in front of you. And for those who are joining from other schools and other communities around the world, you would have gotten a little handout from your teacher. And we're going to be doing that right away. And so as we listen with our listening ears, if we get a little bored, instead of talking to our neighbors, we're going to draw our most favorite ocean creature. Now, if you don't have a most favorite ocean creature, I will also let you draw a machine that you would use, that you're just thinking of right now, that you would use to clean the ocean. So you have two options. You can draw a machine to clean the ocean that you've invented right now while we're talking, or you can draw your most favorite ocean or water creature. Sound good? So if you are bored at all during our event today, that's what you can do. If you need another sheet of paper because you have so many favorite ocean creatures, there's one right here. You just raise your hand and someone will get you one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start with some trivia, and I hope everyone's ready for this trivia. If you are in our Zoom room now and you have an answer, you put it in the chat. If you're on YouTube, put it in the chat. And I have some helpers here with me. What's your name? Becca and Bryson. And they're going to help me see who has answers in the room. All right, so the first question, I got to hide it on my screen here. How many pieces of plastic are added to the ocean each day? So little pieces of plastic like this. How many of these are added to the ocean each day? Do we think, so we're going to raise our hands. If we think it's A, we raise them up, and Bryson and Becca are going to look around and see who's winning. So that's A or B. So put your hand down, or C. Oh, C didn't get very many. Or D. Oh, 3 billion, that was it. Which one do you think won in terms of?
I think that A won.
A won? Okay, let's see what it is. Oh, I got to hit the right button. C, 8 million. 8 million pieces of plastic. I don't know if we want to yes that one, but if you got it, you got the right answer. All right, let's go to the next trivia. Yeah, at least it wasn't 3 billion. That is correct, Becca. What % of the world live within 3 kilometers? So it's like from here to maybe the water parks thing. What's that? The pool. From here to the pool. That's about that. So how many people in the world live that close to an ocean or a river or a lake? What do you think? Just 10%? What do you think? A? 20? B? C? 50?
50.
D80. What do you think's the winner, Bryson?
Probably
A or C? Awesome. All right. Maybe Mala, do you know the answer to this one? I don't want to steal all the thunder. What are you thinking? Oh, she doesn't know. How about Andriana? Any guesses? She doesn't know either. Let's see who it is. It's C. Woo! All right. Good guessing, guys. All right. How much fresh water does the average Canadian use in a day? The amount that could fit in a refrigerator, the amount that could fit in a hot tub, the amount that could fit in a car, or the amount that could fit in a pool? What do we think? Oh, what do you think? So, what do you think, Becca? What are our votes? All right. Any thoughts? I think Bryson here saw the answer. All right, the vote is A. That's so much water. If you think about filling your whole refrigerator with water.
But it's the least amount. I just guessed it.
All right. Well, that is our trivia for the day. Thank you to my helpers, Becca and Bryson, woo, for great helping. All right, and welcome. You guys are welcome to sit back down. Thank you so much. We are getting started now. As we gather today on the traditional lands of Treaty 6 First Nations, including the Cree, Saulteaux, Blackfoot, Métis, and many other Indigenous communities, we acknowledge and honor the Indigenous peoples who have created this land since time immemorial. We recognize their ongoing connection to the land, water, and living things. And on this World Oceans Day, let us all remember the importance of water, not only in our rivers and our lakes and our oceans, but in all the valuable creatures that live inside them, on the ecosystems, and our responsibility to protect and preserve them for everyone, for now and for generations that are still to come. Let us work together to be good stewards of the land. Do you know what stewards of the land and water means? Stewards? It means caretaker. It means we need to do our part. We have to take care of the land. We can't just leave it for other people to take care of. We need to help take care of it. And we become stewards, it's an interesting word, of the land. And protecting and celebrating the knowledge that we have and the knowledge that we have forgotten and the knowledge that we need to relearn to impact the diversity of our water and ocean ways. So welcome everyone. We have friends from around the world joining us. I don't know if I have that on one of my little slides here, but right into the activity. So, like I said before, if you get bored of listening to me talk or Mala talk or Andriana talk, because it can be long listening to adults talk sometimes, you just turn your attention to your worksheet and you draw your favorite creature, or what was the other thing we were gonna draw? A machine to clean the ocean. That would be awesome. I can't wait to see what you guys are coming up with. And at the end, you're gonna have time to come up and show it to our camera and live stream it on the YouTube so you can share it with us today. So our friend Megan actually couldn't make it. So it's her friend Andriana who's joining us, but Megan and Adriana are from a wonderful organization called Green Learning, and they connect kids around the world, or around Canada anyways, around education and awareness to create around the earth and nature and climate. And then Mala here is our wonderful friend from Oceanwise. And it says, from cute and cuddly kittens to creepy crawly insects, Mala has always had a passion for nature. Amazing. She's gone to university for it. She does it now. She's a teacher. She loves ocean. She's into protecting our waters. So she's gonna join us as well to talk about these things. Okay, I'm gonna exit my share and I'm gonna let Andriana take over, because I believe you're first. And if I'm wrong, you can tell me I'm wrong. But I believe you're first, and you're going to tell us about this activity and what kids can do.
Sounds great. Thanks so much, Sarah. Hi, everyone. My name is Andriana, and I'm so excited to be here to celebrate World Oceans Day with you all. I work for Green Learning, where we create really fun activities all about the environment for kids just like you. We also like to make sure that student voices get shared all around the planet. So we have something called e-cards. You have a piece of paper in front of you where you get to the chance to share your drawings, your thoughts, your opinions, your ideas, and your understanding of what we're chatting about here today. And I want to take those messages and that artwork that inspires you based on what we chat about today and help you share them with the world. So basically, what happens is with the help of your teacher or a grown-up, we take your artwork and we help get it online. So with our e-cards, we take your work and we put it on our website for anyone to see and to learn from your message. And we also send an email to anyone you think could help make a difference. So if there's a teacher, a principal, a politician, a business person, or even a celebrity that you think should hear your message or take a look at your artwork, we actually help you send it to that person, and it lets them know what you care about. So Green Learning helps take your message and we get it to grown-ups or young adults that are able to make a difference. I would love to show you some quick examples from students from grades 12 all the way to from grades 2, all the way to grade 12. And hopefully that will help inspire you to create your own messages and artwork here. So I will share what we know as our e-cards gallery here. So students from around the world, from grades 2 to 12, have created in each box here, they've created their own e-cards using their artwork, things that they're inspired about. So you can see that there's so much possibility to get creative here, which is great. You can add text if you want. You can just stick with the picture. There are some students that chose to draw their e-cards by hand, and there are others that included a photo of them with a parent or an adventure that they went on, or share their artwork. They could add text. They did all sorts of things. So hopefully having a look at these really helps kind of inspire you, whether or not you want to draw the ocean or your favorite animal or a machine, as we discussed before. There are so many different possibilities, which is so cool. Also, with the help of your teacher later on, I would love to get your artwork from you. So if you'd like, your teacher can, submit a form for us and send it to us, or you could just submit it to me and I could do it for you. But the possibilities are really endless, and I hope that you have so much fun with this activity.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, I need to just... We are doing some double speakers. We got a big classroom here today, and I have some double speakers going on, so I didn't want to echo for you guys online too badly. So we are so excited to hear more about the oceans today and learn more about the oceans. I want to welcome our friends who are joining from Ms. Kishner's class as well. At the end, as I was saying, we are working on our art, and I see there's lots of diligent artists in this area. So be inspired by what Mala is going to tell you about the oceans and what she knows about them. And we will share at the end, we'll have some time to share all that artwork with the people in this room. So Mala, I'm going to throw it over to you, and I'm going to switch my camera around so we can hear a little bit better, but they're still listening away.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here with you all, and happy World Ocean Day. I'm so excited to be here with you all, and I'm so excited to talk to you about what I love most about our planet, which is our wonderful, wonderful oceans. Our oceans are incredibly diverse. They're so important. They're so colorful. They have so many incredible fish inside of them. And I'm really excited to talk to you a little bit more about how much we rely on our oceans and how important it is for us to protect our ocean, especially given today is World Ocean Day. Now, I'm joining you all from Toronto, Ontario, which is the traditional territories of many different nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabeg, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Huron-Wendat people. This land is now also home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. And before getting started, I just wanted to honor this land and extend my thanks to the communities who have been here taking care of our wonderful land, sea, and sky since time immemorial. Now, before diving in and learning about our oceans, I know I'm super excited to be here with you all today, and I want to know how you're all feeling today. So take a look at the screen and let me know what sea otter you feel like today. Maybe you can take a look and show me on your fingers or message me in the chat which sea otter you're kind of feeling like today. I would love to know. I feel like I'm number 8 because I'm super stoked to be here.
Oh, did I?
All right, amazing. Okay, I hope y'all had some
A's, lots of A's.
about what sea otter you're feeling like. My friends, I work for a really cool organization called Ocean Wise, and we're on a mission to protect and restore the world's ocean. Right now, the ocean is facing a variety of threats, and some of these threats are ones that Ocean Wise is working towards solving. They can include things like plastic pollution, overfishing, natural disasters, sea temperatures rising, and even drought. There are a lot of things that the ocean is facing right now, but organizations like OceanWise are trying their best to protect and restore the world's oceans. There's 3 issues that we are focused on solving, and they include ocean pollution, overfishing, and climate change. Now, throughout today's program, I'm hoping to discuss 3 different things with you. Today, I'm hoping to discuss how landlocked communities connect to the ocean. So people in cities, how we might connect to the ocean, even though we might be very far away from it. We're going to talk about some threats and the issues that the ocean is facing. And then we're going to explore some different ways that we can all work together to protect the ocean. So as we're going through today's program, I would love for you all to be thinking in the backs of your minds, what exactly we can be doing to protect and restore our world's ocean. Now, before I get starting, I wanted to ask you all a question. I wanted to know why the ocean is important to you. Does anybody want to raise their hand and share with me, or maybe message me in the chat if any of you are in classrooms, why the ocean is important to you? All right.
Because it gives us water.
It gives us water. I see some folks in St. Kateri, I think, that have their hands up on camera. If anybody wanted to share.
It's also important for the.
You can just say right
It's
here.
also important to the sea animals.
It's important to the sea animals. Yeah. I see an answer came in the chat. The sea creatures are really, really important. Somebody else mentioned that they grew up around it and now they see it being polluted and they care about it even more. Diana mentioned that we eat fish that live in the ocean. Yes, so many people rely on seafood as their main source of food. So without seafood, a lot of people would go hungry as well. All right, somebody mentioned that the waves sound really nice. Yeah, of course. The ocean is incredibly beautiful, and that can serve a lot of different purposes for us. All right, another answer came in. It's a large part of our world, and we need it to survive. Yes, exactly, my friends. We rely on the oceans a lot. Our waterways are incredibly important to us. They help us sustain life in multiple ways. The ocean is incredibly diverse and extremely beautiful. We use it as a source of water, food, medicine. It inspires culture, and it actually produces most of the oxygen that we breathe today. Did you know that Canada is actually heavily reliant on shipping routes that connect to landlocked areas to transport goods? A lot of things that you're ordering online or things that are ending up in stores actually travel through local waterways like the St. Lawrence Seaway in Canada. It's actually one of the top 5 busiest global shipping routes in all of North America. So rivers like these are responsible for bringing in a lot of different produce and a lot of traffic to help give us our goods that we need to carry in our stores and get our packages delivered to us. This just shows that water is incredibly important to us. It actually also creates billions of jobs, or sorry, hundreds of thousands of jobs as well. So having our waterways and preserving our waterways is incredibly important. Landlocked communities, folks in cities like myself, people who live in Toronto, for example, or other cities, we rely on oceans for the import and export of goods. These goods can include everything from food to technology to medicine and even our clothing. But what impact are landlocked communities having on the ocean? In what ways do we think people in the city might be impacting our ocean? Does anybody want to take a guess? Feel free to message me in the chat or unmute yourselves. How do you think folks in cities who aren't necessarily close to the ocean might still be impacting it? What do we think?
So someone here said that because we're near lakes and lakes eventually lead to oceans.
Yeah, our waterways are all connected to each other. So whatever's ending up in our lakes is ending up in our ocean at some point for sure. All right, somebody mentioned that ships can pollute. Yes, of course. There are so many different ways. Issues like climate change, pollution are all something that we can contribute to no matter where we are on the planet. There's one really big problem that the ocean is facing right now that we're all quite familiar with, that we all contribute to. And that, my friends, is the plastic pollution problem. Let's explore one of the ways that we are contributing to problems that the ocean is facing, which is the plastic problem. Plastics have invaded our oceans and are one of the largest problems that life inside and outside of the ocean is currently facing. I would like everybody to take a look around their classrooms right now and maybe point out 3 different things that are made of plastic, and message me in the chat or unmute yourself and yell out what you're finding made out of plastic. I will give us a quick 20 seconds to get in some answers. And I'll show you some things that I find too.
We have plastic bags and plastic straws that are found in the ocean. Yeah. Plastic bags, cans, yeah.
Yeah, we have folks coming in the chat mentioning water bottles, some clothes, Ziploc bags, rulers.
Bottles, that's right, thank you. Yes.
Yep, plastic baskets.
Thank you, yeah.
These are amazing answers, my friends. I will bring us back in 5, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. I see some incredible answers coming in. Folks are finding plastic baskets, plastic sheet covers, book bins, markers, our smartboard and computer. Yes. And I heard some people mentioning in their classrooms as well, plastic water bottles, different things like that. My friends, I have a plastic pen beside me. I'm thinking about my phone case that's made out of plastic. I even have my mouse that I'm using to kind of do my programming with you all today that's made out of plastic. Even the clothing that I'm wearing right now, the clothing on my body, consists of plastics. Plastics are virtually everywhere. It's so cheap and easy to use. And because of that, it's resulted in a mass production and an overproduction of plastic, which has consumed and taken over our oceans. My friends, I have a trivia question for you all. How long do we think it has taken for half of the world's plastic to be produced? Do we think it's been around 50 years, 30 years, 20 years, or 15 years? Show me on your fingers or message me in the chat which one you think it is. 1, 2, 3, or 4. What do we think? All right, I'm seeing
We have a lot of guesses of 50 over here.
50. All right, I'm seeing a lot of guesses for 50 and 30.
150.
All right, we have some folks coming in with 15 maybe. I am going to show us the answer in 3, 2, 1. The answer, my friend, is actually 15 years. It has only taken 15 years for half of the world's plastic to be produced. And despite knowing how harmful plastic can be to the environment, trends show that plastic production is still increasing. To put it into perspective, right now, around 90% of seabirds have ingested plastic, and it's predicted that by 2050, around 99% of seabirds will have plastic inside of them. And to put it into even more perspective, right now, there are around 500 times more microplastics in our ocean than there are stars in our galaxy. So there is a lot of plastic inside of our ocean, and we do have to do something about it. But before we start talking about different things that we can do to help with the plastic problem, I wanted to do a fun activity with you all, and maybe talk a little bit more and kind of see where exactly our plastic is ending up. Obviously, plastics are invading our oceans, and they're very, very deeply embedded in our culture and our environment. Now, we may think that the earth is absolutely massive, and there's no way that people like us in our small little cities could be impacting the ocean with our waste. But the reality is that most of, if not all of our waste ends up in the ocean. Now, I'm going to play a game with our plastics tracker from the ocean cleanup team, and we're going to see where our plastic actually ends up. So I am from the city of Toronto. So let's start off there. I'm going to type in my city name, and we'll see where exactly plastic from my city would end up in our ocean. And we're going to follow its trajectory. In the meantime, message me in the chat where you are all joining from, and I will try to put in some cities to see where the plastic will end up from your city or from your major city. All right, so the plastic is heading northeast right now through Quebec. And now we're entering the St. Lawrence River, and it has ended up in the North Atlantic garbage patch. It seems like, oh, it's going all over the place in the ocean. It's just kind of moving around, but it's going to end up in the North Atlantic garbage patch. Right? And we have a bunch of folks joining from Kelowna, BC. So let's see where plastic from there would end up. Kelowna, British Columbia. All right, let's calculate the trajectory. Let's see where plastic would end up. All right, so it's making its way through some local rivers. It's going south, a little southwest. All right, we're getting closer to the ocean here. Let's see where it ends up. There we go, into the ocean. Oh man, it's traveling all the way across into the Pacific Ocean and into the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. All right, my friends, maybe you recognize this name or this term. Does anybody know what the Pacific Garbage Patch and the Atlantic Garbage Patch are? Does anybody know what that is? And does anybody want to share with me what that is? Oh, were you folks not able to see the tracker? There we go. Were folks able to see that when I did it? Oh no, nobody could see it. Okay, let's try again from the same location. I'll show you all what it looks like from Kelowna. I apologize. I was sharing the wrong screen. Great. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like with the plastic traveling through Kelowna. It's going to head south and into the ocean. All right, so it exits through Vancouver into the ocean and then into the Pacific Ocean, eventually into the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Now, I'll ask again, does anybody know what the garbage patch is? All right, somebody messaged me in the chat. The garbage patch is a large area in the Pacific where currents pull garbage and it becomes microplastics. Yeah, kind of. You're on the right track there for sure. It definitely has to do with ocean current pulls and garbage, collecting a bunch of garbage. Does anybody else want to share what they think the garbage patch is? All good, no worries, my friends. The Pacific Garbage Patch is a giant patch of garbage that is floating in our ocean. This garbage patch is larger than a lot of countries. If we take a look here on this map, for example, we can see how big the North Atlantic garbage patch is right over here. Compared to some countries, it's bigger than Algeria, it's bigger than France, it's bigger than Germany, and it's pretty much an island of plastic stuck together in our ocean. It's so thick that cars can actually drive on it. And it's because a lot of our garbage that's ending up in our ocean is getting stuck together and floating there. So this is a really, really big problem that our ocean is currently facing. So my friends, that was the plastics tracker. I'm going to bring us back to our program now, though, and I want us all to think about the different ways that we use water. Obviously, we know that water is incredibly important to us and we use it for many different things. But how much water are we actually using? We're going to play a game of higher or lower to guess how much water it takes to sustain the lifestyle of each person on average and how much water is used to produce a specific item. So I'm going to show you an example, and you got to tell me if you think it takes more water or less water than what I mentioned, all right? So over here, I have a family of 3 uses 400 liters of water a day. What do we think? Do we think it's higher or lower? Can you show me a thumbs up on the screen or a thumbs down on the screen if you think it's lower? And in the chat, you can also message me what you think. Ooh, I'm seeing a lot of folks saying maybe higher. All right, a lot of people are thinking that it might be higher. I will show us the answer in 3, 2, 1. The answer, my friends, you are correct, is higher. It's actually around 630 liters on average for a 3-person household. That is equivalent to 4 bathtubs of water for 3 people in a house. So that's quite a lot of water. All right, next one here. It takes around 9,000 liters of water for 1 pair of jeans to create 1 pair of jeans. What do we think? Could it possibly use that much water to create 1 pair of pants? What do we think? Higher or lower? All right, I'm getting guesses for higher. Show me on the camera if you think it's higher or lower. All right, I'm guessing mainly guesses for high, but I see some lower. My friends, the answer is actually lower. It's still really high, though. It takes around 7,600 liters of water to produce 1 pair of jeans. All right, next we have an egg. How much water do we think it takes to produce 1 egg? Could it be more or less than 50 liters of water? What do we think? All right, I'm getting a lot of guesses for lower. It must be lower than 50 liters, right? My friends, the answer is going to be shocking. It's actually higher. It takes around 200 liters of water to produce a single egg, which is around 100 jugs of water. And that is because of the amount of water it takes to grow the food, to feed chickens, and even the water that it takes to produce and grow chickens so that they can then produce eggs. So it takes a lot of water. All right, I believe this is the last one here. How much water do we think it takes to produce 1 pound of beef? Could it be more or less than 4,000 liters of water? What do we think? All right, I'm getting a lot of guesses for higher, and you would be correct, my friends. The answer is higher. It actually takes around 7,000 liters of water for 1 pound of beef. Similar to chickens, it just takes a lot of water to produce and create the food that it takes to feed cows to then get beef. So a lot of water is needed to produce the different items that we use. So that's just how important water is to us. It goes to show that we use water for shipping, we use water for food, we use water to create our clothes. It's so important that we do what we can to protect our waterways because we rely on it so much. So now the question is, what exactly is being done? We've taken a look at all the ways that landlocked communities might be hurting the ocean, but what are some things that we can do to counter this? What can we do to help it? We have a couple of different recommendations. One thing that you can do is lead a shoreline cleanup. A shoreline cleanup is a really fun way to go outside and pick up garbage with your friends and your family and your schools and collect data so that we can learn about what type of waste we're finding around the environment and get rid of it from entering our bodies of water. For example, shoreline cleanups have helped the government ban different types of plastic around the world. Plastics like checkout bags, stir sticks, six-pack rings, cutlery, straws, and food packaging have all been banned by the government of Canada because folks like you went out and started collecting garbage and noticed that these were the most popular items. So the government decided to ban them. It just goes to show that there's a really big impact when we all come together and work together to stop the plastic problem. It can help us come together and collect data, change our behavior, and even help implement different policies that will help reduce the amount of plastic that ends up in our environments. There are so many different ways to create positive impact on the ocean and the climate, and maybe you can use data to help form a project or an idea. Just like the youth in Vancouver who wanted to remind everybody that they should keep their cigarette butts off of Vancouver parks and beaches. If you have an idea for what plastic that you want to ban, you can always work together and write emails to your policymakers to ask them to ban those items so that they're no longer in those environments. 3 other things that you can do is buy sustainable seafood. So if you go to the market with your parents and your family and you're buying some seafood, you're buying some fish, keep an eye out for this OceanWise logo. It just means that we've already done the work and we think that this seafood is sustainable. So it's a little bit of a healthier and better alternative for our ocean. The next thing that you can do is take part in a shoreline cleanup. And the last thing that you can do, and the number one thing that you can do, is tell your friends and family what you learned today. I hope you all learned something new, and maybe you can go out and share this knowledge with people in your lives, and we can keep these conversations going so that we can continue learning about the impact we're having on the ocean. My friends, another thing that we can do is change the way that we wash our clothes. You can use a gentle cycle with cold water. That can reduce the amount of plastic that's shedded from your clothing and enters in our oceans. Ooh, we had a teacher mentioned that your class wrote letters to the city of Kelowna to clean up a pond in a park near our school. That is amazing, my friends. Good job. I hope you all give yourselves a pat on the back for doing that. That's really, really impressive. Oh, they removed the old rusty metal. That is so, so good. You know, local ponds have a lot of life inside of them. They're home to a lot of bugs and small organisms. Even larger animals come to the ponds to drink water. So ponds are really, really important. So keeping them safe and protected is going to help a lot when it comes to protecting our ocean and just our planet in general. So that's a really good initiative. And I'm really glad that schools are working hard to do things like that. All right. Thank you all so much for joining in on my session today. I hope you all learned something new, and I hope you all had fun listening to me talk about our wonderful, wonderful ocean. If you all get a chance, feel free to scan this QR code and finish this quiz here. You can take a quiz, answer a bunch of questions, and at the end, it'll tell you what ocean animal you are. And it also gives me some feedback on how I did today. And I'd really, really appreciate it. But for any further questions, feel free to reach our website, ocean.org. And again, happy World Ocean Day. And I'm so excited to see what exciting projects you all start and see exactly what you do to protect our oceans. Thank you all so much.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Mala. I hope that you were able to navigate some of the comments and everything in the. We were having our own yelling debates as well, but I didn't want to drown you guys out with our comments. So we've had some amazing conversations here about plastics and how they move from our homes, even here in Alberta, to the oceans, and that we can have an impact if we clean. It doesn't matter if we're beside the ocean, that we can impact ocean plastic and pollution even by keeping our neighborhoods clean here in Alberta. And so thank you so much for sharing that. And Adriana, I have some amazing art here to show. I'm wondering if classes, I don't know if she's still in the room, if they had to pop out. But if you are also in this room and have some art, I welcome you to, I might spotlight a few different cameras just to showcase that as students come. I know it's a little loud in here. We're getting so excited about sharing our art. Okay, so. So if you're interested in showing your art to the camera and you're allowed to be on screen, remember some of you are not to be on the video, so just make sure you don't come up, but come up to the camera and show it right here. Can you see me, Mama? Awesome. All right, so just come straight up to the camera and show your art, and let's see if we can see it. Oh, you have to get a little bit further backward.
I'm gonna spotlight you all so we can see it in full screen. There we go.
All right.
That is beautiful.
Very nice.
Amazing. Looking so good. Okay, next person. You can come out of the way there, sir. Okay.
Ooh, a nice big shark. I see some jellyfish.
All right, next. Let's keep coming.
Oh, I love this.
Amazing.
I like your machine.
Love the machine. That's so cool.
Oh my goodness, aren't these great? There's such good cleaning machines. Sir, that was an amazing photo.
Ooh, this one has great color.
Looks so good. All right, now as we are looking at pictures, we are also thinking about sharing today. I'm going to show a QR code here in a minute, and it's going to ask you, what is your favorite ocean creature, or what ocean creature are you? Sorry, that's the quiz. And so it's getting a little nutso in here, but we're still going to get to it eventually. We are having so much fun sharing our art. All right, I'm going to maybe share my screen at the same time.
I saw an axolotl in the other one there. That was cute.
Oh, look at how colorful that one is. I'm going to share it in a minute because these are just so good. Oh, so great. All right, thank you.
These are amazing, my friends.
Nice, looking good.
You're all so creative.
All right, well, we have reached the end of our session here today. I'm going to let these guys keep sharing, and then I'm going to slowly share this as well. So, just one second. So for those who are joining us on YouTube or who are still in the room, we have this awesome quiz for you to find out what ocean creature you are. I'm going to be doing it with this class right after this, and I'll share it with our friends. But we would love if you want to it lets us know that how much you were engaged in the event, if you really enjoyed it, and all that wonderful feedback that we like to get. Now, this is our last event with our friends from OceanWise and Green Learning for the year. I want to thank them both for their amazing partnership, bringing education around water and the ocean and the environment, climate change, to classrooms across Canada. So thank you to our partners. It's been an amazing year. We can't wait to bring it all back to the schools again this September. And when we bring out new programs, so teachers sign back up. We'll be bringing students across Canada again together this fall. But in the meantime, thank you, Green Learning. You'll have a whole bunch of art to showcase soon. And thank you to our friends at OceanWise. Happy World Oceans Day. It's your day. And we celebrate you and the work that you do to help us protect our oceans in Canada. So I know it's a loud one, but thank you everyone for joining. We've had a wonderful day. Happy World Oceans Day.
Goodbye, everyone. Happy World Ocean Day.
All right. I'm going to keep